hadn't planned to end my life that night. But when I stepped into the neon-lit back alley behind a tower parlor in downtown Yarn, half drunk, half void inside, I wasn't exactly chasing life either. The woman inside had eyes like silver milk and hands that felt too warm for a stranger. She called me by my name before I gave it, said the stars had been waiting. "You're not of this world," she told me, laying cards shaped like rusted blades and ash-covered lilies. "But maybe that's what it takes. One foot here and the other in between." I laughed. "You mean the lands between? Like the game?" Her lips curled, pressed a finger against my temple, whispered something in a language older than breath, and the world cracked. I awoke in mud. My bones ached like they'd been forged from stone, not flesh. The sky above was a vast nightmare, golden and rotting. A tree, the size of a god, let light through the clouds. I recognized it. This was the Earth Tree. That wasn't possible, none of it was. The wind stank of distant blood, creatures howled across the hills, and in the far distance, something massive crawled against a ruined castle wall, dragging chains behind it like regret. I had nothing but ragged robes and a rusted dagger, and yet, I could feel it pulsing faintly in my chest. Grace, the dull throb, leading me forward like a memory I hadn't earned yet. I didn't last long. I died. Over and over, spears in the gut, fire in the lungs, beasts gnawing my throat. Each time, I'd awake at the foot of some glowing sight of grace, my skin tingling, my spirit screaming. But I kept waking, kept dying, kept learning. Until her. She found me after I collapsed beneath a crumbling archway, feverish from a festering wound in my side. Her voice was like silk dragged through warm ash. "Another lost soul," she said, kneeling beside me, but not yet ruined. Her fingers brushed my cheek, trembling, delicate, careful. Blind eyes stared just above my shoulder. She wore pale robes bound at her hips, a black sash over her eyes, and the scent of cinders clung to her. "I'm called Alenia," she whispered, "and I am your maiden, should you accept me." I said nothing, afraid she vanished if I spoke. She leaned in close. "Let me offer you grace." Alenia didn't see the world the way I did, but she knew it better. She guided me across broken plains and through ghost-filled woods. At night, she would sit near the edge of my fire, her hands wrapped around her knees, head tilted as if she could hear the stars. She never asked who I was, but I told her anyway, about the alley, the cards, my real life, how nothing had ever felt real until this place tried to kill me. She only smiled. "Perhaps you were meant to be broken first," she said. Her hands were cold when she channeled grace into me, drawing strength from runes I barely understood. But her voice, every time she whispered, "Let your strength be mine," made something deep in me ache. I don't know when I began to crave her touch more than her power. It happened on a night when the stars hid behind the clouds like grieving gods. We found a shack, lost in crimson snow, abandoned but intact. She built the fire with practiced ease. I sat with my back against the wall, exhausted, hands still stained with a beast's bile. Alenia approached quietly. "You've grown," she said, kneeling between my legs. "Stronger, but still shaking. I'm cold, I lied. She placed her hand on my chest. You're burning, she said. I looked at her lips, pale, barely parted. I touched her cheek. She didn't flinch. I can't stop thinking about you, I said. I know, she answered. Her breath hitched. My thumb trailed down her jaw to the hollow of her throat. Do you want this? I asked. I don't know what this is, she whispered, but I want you. I kissed her gently at first. Her lips were soft, tentative, like a prayer uncertain of its God. She opened to me with a sigh that trembled, letting me taste the fire she kept buried. I pulled her onto my lap, guiding her to straddle me. Her hands fumbled at my shoulders, unsure but eager. I've never, she began. I silenced her with a kiss. My hand slid over her thighs, under the layered folds of her robe, feeling soft skin and shiver that danced across it. She moaned softly as I found the curve of her hips, then higher, until I was cupping her bare rear. She gasped into my mouth, pressing closer. Her blindfold slipped slightly, and she turned her face into my neck, as if afraid I see something she wasn't ready to share. I want to feel you, she breathed. You will, I said. I lifted her dress slowly, so slowly, revealing the alabaster skin beneath, inch by trembling inch. Her face vanished beneath the fabric as I pulled it over her head and let it rest around her shoulders, exposing her completely. She was trembling, breathless, vulnerable in a way that made her more powerful than anything I'd fought. Her body was delicate, untouched, but not unworthy. A vessel not of weakness, but grace carved in flesh. She reached for me blindly, grasping at my belt, needy and unsure. I guided her down gently onto the cloak I laid across the shack's floor. My mouth found her breast, tongue circling each peak until she gasped, arching against me, blindfold slipping farther. You are sacred, I murmured into her skin, and I'm going to ruin you. When I entered her, she cried out, a soft, stunned sound. She was tight, so warm I thought I might break. Her hands clawed at my shoulders as I pushed deeper, slowly and reverently. Every inch was worship, every moan a hymn. Her legs wrapped around me instinctively, her mouth open in silent shock, her face flushed beneath the fabric, still bunched around her head like a halo. I held her hips, moving with purpose, grinding against her with desperate reverence, until her cries turned into soft sobs, until she chanted my name like a spell, over and over. I kissed her throat, her collar, her chest. I'm close, I warned. I want it, she breathed, voice raw. Inside me, please. Let it be you. And I did. I came deep, groaning against her throat, feeling her pulse flutter beneath my lips as she clenched around me. We lay there in silence afterward. Her blindfold was off, her eyes white and unseeing but beautiful, framed in soft moonlight breaking through the cracks in the wall. She rested her head on my chest, one hand tracing idle circles on my stomach. Do you regret it? She asked. No, I said. Not even a little. Good, she whispered, because grace chooses through love and ruin. You've just tasted a drop of the dark. Ready for more? Subscribe to Amorous Sanctum and let the shadows pull you deeper into a world of forbidden fantasy and wicked romance. Have a dark desire you love to see unfold? Whisper it in the comments. We adore your imagination. Until we meet again, don't be afraid to crave.